Good evening. This video is about properties of determinants, and we will be doing some of the properties of determinants. Let's see what are these. First property here is reflection property. Okay, this is the reflection property. The determinant remains unaltered if its rows and columns are interchanged. Okay, so it says remains unaltered if rows are changed into columns and the columns into rows. This is known as property of reflection. Very simple properties. If you make the rows as column and columns as rows, the determinant will not change. Okay, now second property, all zero property. What does it say? If all the elements of one row, of a single row or single column are zero, then the determinant is also zero. Simple property. Okay, next property. Let's see what is the next property here. Yes, proportionality property. This is again a very important one. It says that if all the elements of a row or column are proportional or even identical means if two rows are same or two rows are proportional to each other, okay, then the determinant must be zero. So if the two rows are same or they are proportional, then the determinant is zero. This is very important. Okay, now switching property. What is the switching property? The interchange of any two rows of the determinant changes its sign. If you change two rows, then the sign of the determinant changes. Suppose we have a determinant here. Okay, there are the identity like 1, 2, 3, and another one you have say 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so if you interchange these two, I am assuming that there are some more entries here. Okay, I am not writing that, but I am just looking at these two rows. And if you interchange the rows, or these are columns actually, if you interchange any two columns, this column and this column, if you interchange, then the value will become negative -1 times. Okay, it will change its sign. That's called switching property. Okay, next property is scalar multiple property. Okay, what is this property says? This property says that if all the elements of row of a determinant are multiplied by non-zero constant, then the determinant gets multiplied by the same constant. Means even if you multiply one single row by some constant k, the whole determinants get multiplied by that k. Okay, even one row, or even if you multiply one column by k, the whole determinants get multiplied by that constant. This is very important property, scalar multiple property. Similarly, we have sum property. What does sum property say? That if you have one row or one column, as say this, look at this, it is written a1 b1, a2 b2, a3 b3, and then c1 c2 c3, d1 d2 d3. So what he has done is he has split the determinant in two parts. Two different determinants we are getting, this one and this one. In the first one we are writing a1, a2, a3 and as the first column, and in the second one we are writing b1, b2, b3 as the first column. c1, c2, c3 remains the same, d1, d2, d3 remains the same in both, as you can see here and here. So this is a very important property. This is called sum property. Okay, next property is property of invariance. What does it says? It says that if you take suppose I have this first column, it is written as a1, a2, a3. In this first column I am writing this first column say as c1. Look at this, first column is c1, and then we are having what, this is c1 and this is say, again I am writing c1 here, but here I am writing alpha times c2 and beta times c3. So I may add this to the first original one. Okay, so what, look at this, a1 plus alpha times b1 plus beta times c1. This is our first one. It has changed, the first column has changed by this rule, and the, look at this is also changed by the same rule, a2 alpha times beta 2, beta times theta 2 and c2, and this one also a3 alpha times b3 and beta times c3. So this is called property of invariance, a very important property. Okay, next one is you have, okay, the same property is written here. You can similarly you can do some operations in rows also. Here rows also you can do some. This property will see in detail. Next one is factor property. What is that factor property? If a determinant delta becomes 0 when we put x is equal to alpha. Suppose in place of x, okay, in place of x I put alpha, and that whole determinant becomes 0, then x minus alpha will be the factor of the determinant that we are talking about. Okay, very important one. Similarly, we have a triangle property. Triangular property says, remember there were two matrices we have studied. One was upper triangular and lower triangular. So if you create a determinant from a upper triangular matrix, this one upper triangular, then the value of the determinant is very simple. Just multiply the diagonal element a1, b2 and c3 like this, a1, b2 and c3. In lower triangular also you can just multiply the diagonal a1, b2 and c3. This is known as triangular property. Okay. Next one is, if all the determinant, this we have already written, determinant of cofactor of matrix, and this we will see in detail. If that any determinant is delta, okay, any determinant is delta here, delta 1, then c1, c2, c3, the determinant made of cofactor will be delta square. It depends on the order of the determinant. This we will see in detail. So right now you can just understand, I am repeating it here. This property, 10th property, determinant of cofactor. Suppose delta is the original, it's the original what? Original determinant, and delta 1 is the determinant formed by all the cofactors, then this is equal to delta square if the order is 3. So this will, even if the order is not 3, we will see what will the value of the determinant. Okay, after this we will do some solved question based on this. So right now you can revise all the property one more time. Okay, so keep on revising the property, and this thank you for watching.